My first deer was very memorable.
I climbed up in the very top of a pine tree.
I looked down below,
and I saw something move
20 yards from me.
he gets about right there and
Pulled the trigger. I could feel my heart pounding.
and put him on the tailgate of the truck and drove him around town. But I've never had one that meant anything
I
more
know
to
it.
me than
I
that
know it.
deer.
Make versus country.
your country.
Unbelievable. What a whitetail.
That deer is one of the biggest deer I've ever seen in my life.
That's what you call a character buck, man.
Holy cow, look at this giant.
I tell you, that's a trophy right there.
What a hunt.
David Morris's El Cazador Ranch in South Texas is the prime test facility for the Tecomate management system. Here he's able to raise the kind of mature, heavy antler deer that other hunters dream about. And sometimes Morris dreams too.
We're hunting big deer this year. It's an incredible year here on the ranch. There are monsters out there, but as many big deer as there are, I'm really only interested in one, and it's this guy right here. This shed's from 2 years ago when this deer was 5.5 years old. He is now 7.5. This is him from 2 years ago, and look at that. That thing is a monster. He's 7.5. That's a good antler year for deer. I'm thinking this buck's over 200, and this is the deer I'm going after. It's exciting just knowing something like that can be out there. Alrighty, I'm ready, and we're gonna start the hunt right now.
The hunt will turn into a couple of weeks' worth for Morris. Right away, his willpower is tested by a massive old buck.
That is a massive, looks like a 12, 13, maybe a 14 border. That is a good buck. There's no question he's a shooter. But I'm looking for a buck that I saw here last year. This is going to be close to 200 points, 190 to 200. But I'm telling you, that's a good buck right there. That is a massive buck.
Had a good day, good afternoon, but did not see the one I'm after, but no problem. I know he's there, I'm gonna stay with him.
Afternoons go over to early mornings, and the hunt looks to become a crusade.
It's a good morning. Overcast, no light mist. Bucks are running. That deer's got the potential to be a record buck deer on the ride. Exceptional potential.
The hours on stand for Morris turn to days, and the days to weeks, and still no sign of that impossible buck he's had his heart set on for years. And each night he comes back home to dream about that one deer.
Well, I didn't see him. I did see some other bucks, but I'm not discouraged yet, but I am a bit worried. Several days now, still hadn't seen him, hiding their hair of him. I hunted this buck over and over and over. I actually ended up hunting him probably for about 2 to 3 weeks. I began to have reason to be concerned about the status of this deer. Then one day I get a call from my wife, Debbie, and she says, "David, I believe I'm looking at your deer." And I said, "Well, fantastic." And then she said, kind of in a low, quiet voice, but he doesn't look that big. And I said, "Well, it can't be him then." But she videoed the deer. We came back into the lodge and looked at the video, and my heart sank.
Oh, there he is. I just know that's your deer. I couldn't see him very good, but I could see his points from my stand.
He's not even close to the size of my deer. I still wasn't convinced it was my deer, but now I was uncertain. This deer had the shape of mine, but was so much smaller. He was 50 points less than what my deer should have been. And so now I strike out, and I'm not so sure anymore. I'm beginning to get worried.
The tension mounts for Morris as he begins to wonder if the deer his wife videoed is indeed the Big 12 he saw 2 seasons ago. If it is, what happened to make it lose so much of its antler size? And finally, the wondering ended.
That's him, though. He's lost 50 points from what he was 2 years ago. He's in very poor condition. That deer has undoubtedly been injured. I'm sure he's been gored by another buck. There he goes. That is a terrible disappointment.
For Morris, today's been a little like losing the homecoming game at the goal line. And now he has to tell his family the bad news.
Oh man, the frustration of it. They're gonna be disappointed. I have good news and I have bad news. And the good news is I did find him. The bad news is he is a pale shadow of his former self. He has suffered some sort of catastrophic injury, and it has shrunk him down. Apparently, my guess is that he got gored last year after the rut or during the rut. Those brown patches of long brown hair, that's a clear sign of stress on a deer. He's in the 150s now instead of being around a 200-point deer that he should have been. But the good thing is there's more big ones out there. And now the challenge is going to be getting out there and finding them.
So for Morris, there's nothing short of the start of a new hunting season as he begins another quest on El Cazador.
I like old deer. When you're a manager, old equates to trophy.
So David resets his sights, this time for the old 14-pointer he had seen earlier.
I look up and I see this rack shining. It's just shining up there. And I'm watching him and he's just standing there, and I actually have a shot at him here, but there's a kind of a dead bush in front of him. And I have learned through hard experience that brush in front of an animal will deflect a bullet. And I decided not to take that shot, although I was sorely tempted to take it. And then he starts moving gradually to our left. I don't know of anything that excites a hunter more than seeing a big buck moving through the brush or moving through the timber. It's just something about it that just stirs the heart of a hunter. I still don't have a shot. And I'm holding my breath now, waiting for him to step into just a small opening to give me a shot. Come on.
Though from the camera angle, the buck seems to be blocked by brush, David has a clear shot.
I'm gonna take the shot right there, right there. I hit him good. I should have hit him right in the chest. I didn't see him go down, but the recoil kind of knocked me back. It felt good, it sounded good. I heard the bullet caw-woomp, but now he's disappeared. But I don't see him running through the brush, so I figure he's there. Now that was exciting. That was exciting. That is a good buck. Woo! He's right here. I'm here to tell you, this is a fantastic old buck. I mean, a fantastic, look at that antler, look at that. Look how massive this thing is. This is, I don't think there's any doubt, this is the heaviest buck that we have taken on my place. Look at this thing. Man, look at the mass on this thing. Look at that. Now that is a trophy buck, I'm telling you. No matter what the score, and he's gonna score plenty, that is a trophy. That's one we're proud of here on El Cazador. Whew. What I love about this buck is he's a gnarly old giant, but what I really love about him, I tell you, is that he's 9 years old. His teeth are worn down to hardly anything.
This buck may not have been the one Morris was originally gunning for, but it's a true Tecomate trophy regardless.